So if someone is thinking about becoming a technician today, what does that path really look like? Not the polished version, not the recruiting pitch, but the real version from the people who've lived it.
You build real, valuable skills, and you take those skills with you when you decide to move on in your career. There's great earning potential without a degree. You're hard to replace once you've proven yourself. Quite a few of my mentors along the way have moved into leadership roles. The real would be the work is hard, sometimes physically and mentally. Technology has changed the job. Pressure and blame can land on you. The early years can be rough. Find a good mentor. Don't hesitate to ask questions and always be willing to learn.
Okay, so one of my favorite parts about this industry is that you constantly need to be educated. There's always new product coming out. We have new softwares coming out, new engines coming out, and diagnostics are not all the same. So ongoing education is probably one of my favorite parts to this industry. Self-successes. I love being challenged in my field, and when I have a unit pull up on a hook and it's a no crank, no start, I get to go out there, diagnose it, I repair it, and then I get to see that truck just drive off. And I think that is one of the most rewarding feelings that you can get at the end of the day when you have either a very good day or even a hard day. Watching that truck drive off in the distance, that's one of the best feelings. I definitely have to say the real is to surround yourself with people that want you to be successful. Surround yourself with people that want to see you rise and achieve goals and get better at what you are. Surround yourself with people that want to mentor you and want to share their experiences with you in tips or tricks. I think it's very important to make sure you're not surrounded by people that have egos. Surround yourself with people that want to be in the industry. I think that's extremely, extremely important mentally as well. And if you're a female in this industry, I have to say, there are female uniforms out there. By Red Cap, Universe, if you're doing a rental uniform company, they do offer female pants. So for safety, you should advocate for yourself. You do not have to be wearing a man's uniform, just so you're aware. You can't go wrong being in this industry. There's so many different parts to this industry. Again, mentorships, when you find a niche like electric or welding or engine rebuild and repair, transmission, hydraulics, you name it, you could do upfitting. There's so many endless jobs that you can actually go and do. So if you're sick of doing one part of your job, there is another job out there for you to try. And I think that's the best part. It's ever evolving, you have so much education continuously going on around you, and there's always new things to learn, no matter what. You'll never get bored in this industry.
Starting out, if you're green, I mean, you're not gonna make the best money in the world. That's just a fact. You get paid more when you become a better technician. You're not going to get paid the same as the guy that's been doing it for 40 years, coming in the door. So a lot of it is knowledge goes further than memorizing the vehicle you're working on or anything like that. If you want to make it in this field as a technician, you're going to have to adapt and learn, always learning, always figuring out new things. You have to like it too. And I feel like that goes with most jobs, but if you don't like working with your hands or getting dirty, sweaty, cold, you're not going to make it. You're going to have those days where you're probably going to want to quit. I've had it multiple times, but that's part of it. I can't tell you any other tech I've met that is, I'm going to quit. This is BS or something like that. So that's to be expected. That'll happen. Especially because it can be frustrating, extremely frustrating, vehicles. It's a love-hate, and then once you get past that and you figure something out and you fix it, if you got something that's been troubling you forever, it's the best feeling in the world to finally be done with it. It's kind of nice seeing it leave too, when they drive. And taking your time, doing the diagnostic procedure step by step. I mean, for me, those were the best. The flow charts, you follow the directions. Step 1, step 2, you do all that. You do it completely. Okay, this is the issue. And you can double check it. Ask for help too. Always ask for help if it's available. There's no shame, especially in this. You want to get it done. You don't want to have a comeback. You don't want to repair it and have it come back the next day or not leave. So doing it right the first time, asking for help, take your time, and that can be kind of a touchy subject, I'm sure, for some technicians, because time is money for the most part. But it's not going to do you any good if you fly through something and then have to do it all over again. I've done that, and it's not fun. So take your time. Do it right the first time. It can be fun, terrible, boring, exciting. Like it can be all over the place. You're gonna have crappy days, and it'll pass. Leave it at work if at all possible. Don't bring your frustrations home. It doesn't do anybody good. Start fresh the next day. Get some help. That's the real. For someone just becoming a technician, like, you're not going to know everything by any means. Find the most seasoned technician there and just bug them, ask them lots of questions. If they're older, if they've been in the industry for a while, they've seen, way more than you have.
It's a career that is very rewarding. It's hard. I've seen a lot of technicians come out of school. They are told by the recruiter of the school that once you come out of school, you'll be making top dollar. You'll be doing all the top repairs. That's not the case. You're going to have to start out low, doing the minor work, minor repairs, work your way into the medium repairs, and work your way on up to the major repairs. You're going to get dirty. You're going to have to invest in tools. Don't get caught up in, I got to have the biggest toolbox, or I got to have a big shiny toolbox, because there's nothing worse than seeing a technician that can't afford to buy tools because he's trying to pay off a big toolbox that's empty. Start with set yourself so much a month, and when you get that paid off, add to it. As you do the jobs that you're given, the repairs that you're given, you'll kind of know what tools you need and kind of what you got to start working on. What you got to look forward towards buying. Just do it a little at a time, because that's going to be your biggest cost is tooling. Find a company to work for that's going to invest in your continued education. Again, the way technology changes every year, you got to stay up on top of that. You got to, you learn stuff new every day. It's changed so much over the years. It's hard to imagine, looking back, how far it's changed and how technology is always changing now compared to what it was when I started. As a former service manager or even a seasoned technician, always ask questions as a new technician. Don't feel that it's embarrassing to ask for help or ask for guidance or assistance. There's nothing worse than a minor or a medium repair turning into a catastrophic repair because you took something apart that you wasn't sure of. You put something back together you wasn't sure of, and it caused more damage, and now it's bad. Trust me. When you have those things come up, you're going to wish you asked. So there's nothing wrong with asking more experienced technician or going to the service manager or your boss or whoever, you can work your way up in this career. But I think the only way you're going to work your way up is to do every job that you do, every repair that you do it better than you did the last repair. Whether you've done it millions of times and you can do it in your sleep with your eyes closed, whatever, always do each repair better than you did the last one. And if you always go into that mindset, or you always have that mindset and you always go into each repair and you always look back after, you always do that. One of the biggest accomplishments I always enjoyed was, going down the road on the interstate or anywhere and looking over and seeing a truck that I rebuilt the engine in. It's still going. But the only way you're going to stand out above the other technicians is doing each job better than you did the last one, each repair better than you did the last one. Always be willing to learn. You're going to stand out because there's technicians that they do what they got to do and they make shortcuts, and most of the time that stuff comes back as a comeback, costs the company you work for more money or even the customer more money. So always try to do the job better than you did the last one, and you'll actually move up quicker than a lot of others. There's going to be days that you're going to get dirty, you're going to get grungy, you're going to feel like, why am I doing this? But you just got to keep pushing through it. I mean, if you really like working with your hands, it's a good career. Getting the technical experience of tearing something apart and repairing it doesn't just help you in the automotive industry or the truck or equipment industry. I mean, it helps you with doing everything, whether it's working on your kid's bicycle or fixing a refrigerator or stove or whatever. I mean, it using that experience that you get over the years kind of helps you in repairing other things in life. It could be a good career, but you got to stick to it, and you got to be willing to do the hard work now, because you can work yourself up into management. You can work yourself up into owning your own shop. There's so much opportunity there. But it all starts with be willing to learn things, be willing to ask questions, and be willing to take pride in the work you do and do it better than you've done the last one.
What I will tell them as a technician is be prepared to spend a lot of money to get tools. Be prepared to work hard and be prepared to get dirty. The good thing about it is be prepared to learn something new every day. Because as a technician now, I still learn something new every day. The bad is most technicians, when you come in, you have to learn the basics before you can do anything else. So I'll be willing to learn, ask questions, and work hard. That's what I would tell technicians coming in.
I was blessed, because I was able to come into a vehicle manufacturer. And there's a lot of great technicians out there, and a lot of the owners of fleets and fleet directors are friends of mine. They may not like to hear this, but it's really about career development. Don't just stop and say, I'm going to be a technician. Be the best technician. Put your time in, but also look at the career path that you can face. You someday will become hopefully a shop foreman, manager, fleet manager, but also be thinking about the other areas that are needing support. You can work with a vehicle manufacturer or a component manufacturer, being a technical expert for them. It's other areas that people need, and it's a career path I need to make sure that you're aware of, so you can also be thinking about yourself and your family.